Hello everyone, Miss Kelly here. This video introduces travel writing and provides guidelines for writing a travel article. Let's begin by defining travel writing. Travel writing is nonfiction writing about places, people, and things in other places or nearby in our own backyard, so to speak. It is a subgenre of the creative nonfiction genre. So, first we'll talk briefly about what creative nonfiction entails, and then we'll zero in on travel writing. Creative nonfiction, also known as literary nonfiction, writings are true stories or events that are written with some of the same techniques used by fiction writers. These include vivid descriptions, use of dialogue, developing character, etc. The goal of creative nonfiction writing is to make a true story read like fiction, so that readers are as captivated by factual accounts as they would be by fantasy. Other characteristics of creative nonfiction are as follows. Creative nonfiction includes accurate and well-researched information. You cannot make things up. The writing can be about the experiences of the writer or about other people or subjects. In creative nonfiction, writers don't just tell, they show. Compared to a history book writer who merely reports or gives bare facts about a particular event or person, the creative nonfiction writer shows that event or person vividly, memorably, and in action. Some well-known subgenres of creative nonfiction are essay, sports writing, biography, memoir, interview, and travel writing. Now let's take a closer look at what travel writing involves. But first, let me acknowledge that most of the definition that follows in this section of the presentation, I'm borrowing from an online resource by Bob Brooke, which I am going to link in the description of the video. As mentioned earlier, travel writing involves writing about places, people, and things that you encounter both in your travel to distant places or within your own country or community. It entails relaying your travel experiences to others so that they may visit the place themselves. It can include sharing insights on how to travel, when to travel, what to try, what to avoid, and so forth, all with the reader in mind. It can also involve writing about local places or things in your immediate surroundings that are usually overlooked or taken for granted. For example, a fruit stall in your neighborhood, a local farmer's market, a historical building or site, a restaurant, museum, etc. To be a good travel writer, you need to be on the job at all times, not just when you want to. Ordinarily, when you're on vacation, you do what you want when you want to. But as a travel writer, in order to interpret a travel destination for your readers, you have to look for new angles on familiar things, while at the same time sharing your pleasure with your readers. It is extremely important to know that in travel writing, the reader, your audience, is the most important part of the communication process. If you, as the writer, do not think about the reader before and during writing, the reader most likely will not be interested in what you are sharing. One of the great benefits of travel writing is that it celebrates the differences in lifestyles and customs around the world. But most of all, it lets readers travel in their imagination to faraway destinations that they may never see in person, or experience nearby places with a fresh perspective. And now, because I know you're aiming for that A on your travel writing assignment, I'm going to share 6 guidelines for writing a travel article. Number 1, remember that while travel writing involves sharing your travel experiences or observations, you, the writer, should not be the focus of the article. The focus should be the place that you're writing about, or the people or service or things that you encounter there. At the same time, though, try not to exclude yourself altogether. Readers of travel articles like to get to know the writer a little. They like to feel like they are in the company of the writer, doing, seeing, smelling, tasting everything that the writer is experiencing. So the trick is to aim for a good balance so that there is enough of your presence in the article and your travel companions if you had company, but without you guys being the focus of the writing. Number 2, remember that travel writing is nonfiction writing, so every single detail in your travel article must be true. Everything you say you did, saw, felt, etc. must be what you yourself and your travel companions, if you're traveling with company, did during your recent visit to the place. And I emphasize recent because your readers will want to know that the information or experience you're sharing is what they can expect if they were to visit that place right now. Also, in your travel article, you can use a bit of information from research, such as information from a website or brochure from the travel destination, but include only very little of that kind of second-hand information, a little snippet here and there. And of course, you must remember to acknowledge your source, otherwise you'll be plagiarizing. The main point, though, is your readers are most interested in what you know and what you experienced firsthand. Number 3, note that a travel article is primarily expository writing to share information. But, like other creative nonfiction writers, travel writers use lots of description, narration, and persuasion as well in order to create a rich and engaging article. Bear in mind that you are writing for your readers' benefit, so at all times you should consider what your readers want or need to know and how best to appeal to them. Number 4, in the title and introduction of your travel article, be explicit about the place, person, or subject you are writing about. Don't be mysterious or coy. You're not writing a mystery novel. In your introduction also, indicate your article's purpose, target audience, and who you are as the writer. Next, it is also a good idea to provide within the text of your article a few links or contact information for relevant websites and services. A common way of doing this is to place the links or contact info in parentheses and try your very best to blend these smoothly into the article. And number 6, it's a good idea if you're writing a travel article for the first time to use 1 or 2 favorite travel articles you've read as inspiration or models for writing your own. To observe how the writers use various techniques to make their articles vivid and engaging. However, do not copy the writer's ideas or writing style. Find your own creative ways of using the techniques that you see in the published articles. And finally, in the description of this video, you will find links to a few of my favorite websites that publish travel articles about Belize. You can use those as additional writing models, or better yet, for simply a delightful reading experience. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and click the subscribe button right below the video. Thank you and see you next time.